If someone does these 3 things in the first month of dating, I need you to leave. Immediately. No second chances. I know that sounds dramatic, but I ignored all 3, and it cost me 18 months of my life. Let me show you what I missed. My name is your name, and 2 years ago I was in a relationship that I couldn't explain to anyone. On paper, he was perfect, attentive, romantic, said all the right things. But behind closed doors, I was walking on eggshells, constantly confused, and slowly losing my sense of reality. It took me 18 months to leave, but every single warning sign showed up in month 1. I am going to show you exactly what to look for, so you do waste 18 months, like I did. These are your typical red flags, like he is rude to waiters or he is late all the time. These are psychological manipulation tactics that happen so subtly. You'll dismiss them as quirks, as passion, as him just being intense. But they're not. They're tests. And if you see all 3, you need to understand what you're actually dealing with. Before we get into the 3 signs, hit subscribe because I post the exact scripts, timelines, and tools for leaving toxic relationships every Tuesday and Friday, and you're going to need them. Okay, here are the 3 things. Sign number 1. Instant intensity that feels like destiny. Vidate 3, he's talking about your future together. By week 2, he's saying, I love you. By week 3, he's introduced you to his entire family, and it feels amazing. Like finally, someone who knows what they want, someone who's all in. But here's what's actually happening. He's love bombing you. Love bombing isn't about how much he loves you. It is about how quickly he can make you dependent on his attention before you've had time to evaluate whether he is safe. Let me show you the difference between healthy interest and love bombing. Healthy love builds gradually. It's consistent, but calm. You both maintain your own lives while getting to know each other. Love bombing is a rush. It's overwhelming, all-consuming, and it bypasses your ability to think clearly. Here's the science. When someone love bombs you, they flood your brain with dopamine and oxytocin, the bonding chemicals. Your nervous system literally gets addicted to them before you've seen any of their red flags. By the time the mask comes off, and it will come off, you're already chemically bonded to them. That's not an accident. That's the strategy. So if in month 1, someone is moving at lightning speed, talking about soulmates, your future kids, how they've never felt this way before, that's not romance. That's a red flag. Real love doesn't need to rush. Manipulation does. Sign number 2. They start isolating you, Bate. They do it so subtly, you don't even notice. This doesn't look like you can't see your friends. Not in month 1. It looks like your friends don't really get you like I do. Your family is kinda controlling, don't you think? I just want to spend all my time with you, is that so bad? Or my personal favorite, everyone's just jealous of what we have. In month 1 of my relationship, he said something I'll never forget. We were talking about my best friend, and he said, she seems nice, but I don't think she really wants you to be happy. She was kinda negative about us. My friend hadn't been negative. She'd asked normal questions like, how long have you been dating? And what does he do? But he reframed her basic curiosity as jealousy, and I believed him. That was the beginning of me pulling away from the people who would have helped me see what was happening. Here's why this is so insidious. They're not telling you to cut people off. They're just planting seeds of doubt about everyone else in your life. Over time, those seeds grow, and eventually, you start pulling away on your own because being with them feels safer than dealing with everyone else's judgment. That's isolation, and it starts in month 1 with tiny comments that make you question everyone except them. So if someone is subtly criticizing your friends, questioning your family's motives, or creating on us versus them dynamic right away, it's not protectiveness. That's a setup. And sin number 3, this is the one I wish someone had explained to me. They make you doubt your own perception. Even in month 1, this looks like you bring up something that hurt you, and suddenly you're apologizing. You remember a conversation one way, he remembers it differently, and somehow his version becomes the truth. You say, you said you'd call and you didn't, and he says, I never said that. You're remembering wrong. This is early stage, and the goal is simple. make you stop trusting yourself. Because once you stop trusting yourself, you start trusting them instead. And that gives them complete control. Let me give you a real example from my relationship. In week 3, we had plans to meet at 7 p.m. At 7:45, he still wasn't there. When he showed up at 8:15, I said, "We site 7, I've been waiting over an hour." He looked at me like I was crazy and said, "No." I said 7:30 or 8. "You always do this, you must hear, and then get upset with me." I knew he'd said 7. I had the text, but he was so confident, so calm, that I started second-guessing myself. And I apologized. That moment taught my brain. Don't trust your memory. Don't trust your feelings. Trust him, and that's how they want it. When someone consistently makes you doubt your own perception, they're training you. They're training you to stop bringing up problems. Stop trusting your instincts. Stop holding them accountable. Start accepting their version of reality as the only version. And this doesn't start in month 6 or month 12. It starts in month 1 with tiny distortions that seem too small to fight about. So if you find yourself constantly thinking, wait, am I crazy? Or maybe I did remember that wrong. Or why do I always end up apologizing, even though you know you're not crazy? That's a massive red flag. Someone who loves you doesn't make you doubt your sanity. Someone who's manipulating you does. Now here's the critical part. If you see one of these, pay attention. That's a yellow flag. If you see 2 of these, have a serious conversation and watch what happens. Do they take accountability, or do they make you feel crazy for bringing it up? But if you see all 3 of these in the first month, instant intensity, subtle isolation, and reality, distortion, you're not dating someone with flaws. You're dating someone with a pattern, and that pattern has a name. Whether it's narcissistic personality disorder, just narcissistic traits, or another cluster B. Personality disorder, the label matters less than this fact. This pattern does not get better. It gets worse. The version of them you're seeing right now, this is the best it will ever be, and it's already manipulative. Leave. Not in 6 months. Not after you give them one more chance. Now. I know that's hard to hear, especially if you're in month 1 and you're rethinking, but he is so amazing in other ways, or maybe I am overreacting. You're not overreacting. Your gut brought you to this video for a reason. These 3 signs showed up in my relationship in week 2, week 3, and week 4. And I ignored all of them. It took me 18 months to leave. 18 months of walking on eggshells. Listening to myself and trying to fix something that was designed to break me. Don't do what I did. If you're already in deep and you need help leaving, I have a complete guide on identifying emotional manipulation at PD for Big Wide. Link in the description. It breaks down 30 more tactics with exact examples. And if you need the roadmap for no contact and recovery, subscribe, because that's what this entire channel is about. I post every Tuesday and Friday. Before you go, dame a favor. If this video helped you see something you've been dismissing, leave a comment. Just say I see it now, or tell me which sign you recognized. Because chances are, someone else in the comments needs to hear your story, too. You're not alone. You're not crazy, and you're not overreacting. Trust your gut. I'll see you in the next video.